Welcome to Gregor's TV Daily. Hope you're having a fantastic day. The Verge posted an article the other day that says the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 is a great phone that's out of ideas. Samsung's flagship foldable is as good as ever, but it feels anything but fresh. I want to talk about that because really, when you think of almost any product that is very mature, especially in its 6th generation, like this phone, there's not a lot of freshness probably to be had. You can go to almost any product that's ever been created, and I don't know if you're going to have a lot of freshness. So I wanted to talk about, is it possible to have freshness? And then, is it still a great phone at the end of the day? So let's first talk about freshness. The Galaxy Z Fold 6 in its 6th generation right now. There's other foldables on the market, some from Asia, some from here in America with the Pixel Fold and the OnePlus Open. And where does the freshness lie? Well, if you look at any of those phones, they're all relatively the same. Now, the Chinese ones might be lighter or near the same weight or a little bit lighter. They might be thinner. They might have bigger displays. But does that add freshness? Is that something completely different? Because if you take a slab phone like an iPhone and get a bigger display or a smaller display, again, does that add any freshness? I'd probably say no to that. Now, I'm not saying that those aren't wanted or welcomed upgrades when those things happen, but do they give you freshness? No. Now, what about if you add faster charging, or if you add brighter displays, or you add better cameras? Do those add freshness? Not really. Every phone has a camera. Every phone has somewhat fast charging. Every phone has somewhat really bright displays. Now, there's varying degrees of all those things, but I don't think in any sense of the word that it adds freshness, because I think the way they're tailoring their article, if you read the line, it's a negative thing. And I don't look at the Galaxy Z Fold 6 as a negative device at all. At all. I look at the Galaxy Z Fold 6 as a refined, incremental over the years, but a big increment if you start at the 1st and go to the 6th and everywhere in between. But it's an incremental upgrade that's nearly, and there's some things that need to be fixed, nearly perfected in a lot of ways. Now, how could they make it fresh, or are they even able to make it fresh? And I think the answer to that really is lying within the software. I think software is where you can make big leaps and bounds and make a phone feel fresh. Now, the Galaxy Z Fold 6, from the 1st generation to the 6th generation, there are some differences. Obviously, AI is probably the biggest out of all those changes with Galaxy AI. It didn't launch on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. It wasn't even on the 5th. It eventually came to the 5th in some of the older phones, but it didn't launch with it. And the 6th obviously launches with it because it had come out previous to that. So I think in one direction, yeah, you can add some freshness to a device with AI, artificial intelligence, making the phone more productive to use, more powerful to use, more fun to use. You look at that thing with the sketch to image where you can draw something and that whatever you drew will come out on the photo or the drawing that you had and create this thing that wasn't there before and make it look realistic. That's a really neat and cool thing. That's a fresh idea. You could look at it that way. Hardware-wise, I don't know if there's many things that you can add to it to make it feel fresh. You can always improve it, but I don't think you can make it feel fresh. Unless I think one thing they could do, but I don't know if it would completely change the way of thinking, would be like, okay, there's like no body to this. The phone's just a screen. The battery's huge still, but it's just a display, but it's super thin. That would maybe be a fresh idea, but that's to come probably now or probably never. So I really think it's going to end up being a software thing that we see with adding to freshness. Now, some other ways they can do that, and they're looking to do it is, and you could do this on the side by downloading new icons, but Samsung is updating their icons for the Galaxy Z Fold 6 and other phones that will get One UI 7. So you'll get new icons. That adds a level of freshness. But again, you can download different icon packs and things through the Galaxy Store or through the Google Play Store to add some of that freshness. Then the other things that are on there are using the phone in different ways. The way we interact with the phone, the way we use it. Have it be when they came out with swipe gestures versus the buttons at the bottom. That was somewhat fresh. I mean, I know Samsung didn't invent it, but it came from Android itself, but it's still, that's interacting with the phone in different ways. I can't think of many ways that they could change things that would make it feel fresh, but there's things like that would make it feel fresh. Interacting with the phone, AI software, the ability to use and interact with the phone in terms of being able to change your experience because of the software. Software has to be the fresh point, and it's just time and honestly copying other companies and learning from those other companies and making it your own. That is going to create fresh ideas. But I think the only freshness that'll ever come for the most part throughout the years and is going to be new products. The Apple Vision Pro, to me, even though it's kind of similar in some ways to VR headsets, is a product that feels fresh to me. It feels interesting. It's very intuitive. It's not like me when I go back to a VR product sometimes where I'm like, all right, how do I do this? How do I start this up? Apple Vision Pro isn't anything like that. It's just I put it on, I instantly know how to do it. I don't have to learn how to use it. That felt like a fresh product to me. So I think fresh products or fresh things are going to be brand new products. And then obviously as the product gets older, it's not going to feel so fresh. It'll just get incrementally better. Let me know your thoughts on this. Thanks for watching. If you want to pick up a Galaxy Z Fold 6 or any of the products that released, link down below, supports the site. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you down the road. Peace.